We are going to move to the closing of the conference with a few words from Chiara and myself, and one or two slides, and an award for best poster. Izzy, Francesco, thank you very much. You may stand down.
Okay, so we go to the end of this amazing conference. Just to give you a little bit of numbers to be aware, I think it was a very well-attended conference this year. We had 160 attendees in person, and we had 227 virtual attendees, which I think have really created this conference very interactive, which is what we were all hoping for. A diversified audience, so we have healthcare professionals with different professions involved, basic researchers, and many patients and patients advocates. And we do really hope that mingling everyone together in the same room has proven beneficial for all of you. In terms of highlights, I think that we have had a lot of very good discussions and a very feedback and topics that we have covered. Shahid, what are your highlights of day one?
Day one, well, my highlights for the whole conference always is the patient perspectives. I thought Andy, Benjamin, Ilona, Gareth were really amazing, to come up on stage and talk to this scary-looking bunch of people, all whose hearts are in the right place, but look scary nonetheless. And I thought it was very brave what they did, and really rooted, grounded all the talk. So that for me is always the highlight, and particularly this year. Day one highlights. I think Tim's talk about the ethics of sample storage was really quite an important, and I know you spoke about it today as well. Mairead's talk on the gut microbiome is interesting. I think there's a lot of difficult to standardize, but it's really interesting how the gut microbiome is potentially shaping potential actionable areas in liver cancer. And the update on molecular profiling, genomic hubs, and where we are in the UK from John, I think, and Matt was also very, very, very informative and useful. That was my day one highlights. Day two.
Day two, I think that day two was really interesting, and it was started with the presentation of the BSG guidelines, which obviously is a great achievement of Cholangi UK, MMF, and I think that it set the scenes for all the discussion that we had later on. We discussed the importance of setting the pathway to surgery, including liver transplantation, and we have heard the update about the pilot study that is ongoing in UK and is open to our patients. We have heard very cool new technology for surgical planning, 3D planning for surgery, that we hope it can help in the future the patients. From patients who are not eligible for surgery, we have had some positive news. We have really seen how the implementation of standard of care is advancing in UK. We've seen 2 different drugs that have been approved in 2024 and how these are now available to the patients. I think it was very interesting to see how the implementation of the standard of care actually changes around the world. And I think that was really a good learning opportunity for everyone from different countries to sit in the same room, having the possibility of comparing one each other and really identifying the strength and the limitation. And probably as a UK, we need to go back now and think, where we need to improve and what we can take from the other countries. And then there was a lot of research, so on clinical trials, not only in treatment that maybe we are a little bit more used to, but also in prevention. And I thought that was really exciting for the new years to come.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that. I thought it's really pleasing for me as a hepatologist to know that one patient, the first patient, has been transplanted. So Doug Thorburn from the Royal Free, who headed the transplant unit there, said that although the Peri-Hyler stuff hasn't been sorted out because of the
challenges of
the
radiotherapy.
Yeah, the radiotherapy. On the intrahepatic pathway, the first patient has been transplanted. And I know it's not going to affect many, many patients, but still, in principle, was a huge thing, actually. from the world of hepatology. And also, I just wanted to say, I thought the learning through the case MDTs was really useful. I think I hope the patients and relatives found that interesting about how the cancer MDTs run. And I know, Chiara, you spent a lot of time. I didn't have to do much for those case MDT slides, but I know you spent a lot of time preparing them and coordinating them with Hassan. So well done that. And then day 3.
Well, I think day 3 we learned that we need to join forces together. So it was nice to hear how we contribute as a British community and as a European community, and we work together. And I think that the update on basic research has really been an highlighted of how the research has been diversified in UK now, and probably we need to really double thank MMF because as pushed about moving more researchers into the area of cholangio, and this has reflected in a very high level and a very high quality, I think, research presented today. So I was very impressed.
Well, thank you. Great. So there's the conference highlights. So now we're going to move on to the award for the poster prize. So people voted. It was very exciting, but I'm pleased to confirm that the Outstanding Poster Award 2024 goes to Dr. Colin Ray. So, Colin, if you're here. There's your certificate. I don't know what's in this envelope. I was told it's not your mini bar bill. So hopefully it's not. I think you're going to get a photo. Shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just the last note to say thank you. I mean, to a lot of people, starting from the sponsors, AstraZeneca, Jazz Pharmaceutical, Tayo, Servier, and Transterra Sciences, because they have made this possible. The all MMF backstage team that have been extremely important, not only for today, for these days, but also for the past months, and they've been instrumental in making this happen. And a huge thanks to Helen, who is continuing to support cholangiocarcinoma work and awareness, not only in UK, all around the world. And I think that she's inspiring for her strength and the fact that despite many years, her strength has always grown and grown rather than going away, fading away. So thank you, Ellen, for continuing to make this happen and improving the conference, I think, year after year.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we're going to give you the final word.
Well,
yeah.
You know how I love to talk, so yes. Right, well, the first thing I absolutely have to do is to thank you, Chiara, and you, Shahid. I mean, I really think if we had an endurance prize, you should be getting it, because you have worked so hard. It's not easy sitting up here hour after hour, but you've done it absolutely seamlessly and effortlessly, and you've made everything flow well and so interestingly. And I think we charged you with making this conference about accelerating progress, and I think everybody would have to agree that that is exactly what we've done. We've talked about innovative treatments, trials, research, and we're really pushing forward to accelerate progress and improve the future for everyone with cholangiocarcinoma. And also what is really pleasing to me is to see how much this appears that the work of AMMF is actually making a difference. So I will carry on. And yeah, there have been a couple of times over the last few days when I have felt a bit on the tired side. But when I see what's happening, it really does push me on. So I'm I'm very, very grateful to all those stalwart souls who've stuck it out on Friday afternoon. But I think the quality of the research just shows how important it is for people to be here. And not only the research that's been shown, but the questions that have been asked and the networking that's obviously going on. And I think that will pay dividends over the months and the year to come. So, of course, we look forward to seeing everybody here again next year. We're aiming for 7th to 9th of May again, so please do mark that down in your diaries now. So it really just falls to me now to say thank you to absolutely everybody who've made this. I think I would say this is about the best conference we've ever had, but then I always think that. But I think this has been a notch above, so we've got quite an act to follow next year, haven't we? So thank you very much, everyone.
This is the limitless adventure of what science can do. This is AstraZeneca.